The Social Security Administration will announce its largest cost of living adjustment in nearly 40 years as soon as Thursday, October 13th, 2022. So I recently made a few videos surrounding the 2023 cost of living adjustment, and they did quite well, but I didn't make it entirely clear the dates. So we're going to cover some of the dates for expectations here, as well as go into a categorical level on some of the CPI data that we've been seeing to show just how affected recipients of Social Security have been by the inflation we've been seeing for the past couple of years. Now, I haven't asked this, but please, if this video brings you value, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. I'm going to be making an update as soon as we have the information available on potentially Thursday, October 13th. So as of right now, the 2023 cost of living adjustment is expected to be 8.7% for standard Social Security recipients, and that's according to Social Security analysts. Now, these numbers are based off of CPI, or Consumer Price Index statistics, from Q3 of 2021 in this case through Q3 of 2022, and that'll be released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics on the morning of Thursday, October 13th. Now, because the CPI numbers are already known for July and August, which are the first 2 months of Q3 2022, we already have a pretty firm understanding of where the 2023 cost of living adjustment will fall. Pending inflation numbers coming in extremely high or low, and we're talking about 50% higher than expected or 50% lower than expected, then there's really a slight range that we would expect for the cost of living adjustment to come in, and that's somewhere between 8.5 and 8.7%. Now, if we saw extremely high inflation like 0.5% month over month when the expectation is 0.3%, then we might see a much higher than expected cost of living adjustment. Meanwhile, if we saw no inflation month over month, then we would see a decreased cost of living adjustment. But as of right now, the expectations are somewhere between 8.5 and 8.7%, with most analysts pegging it at 8.7. Now, in 2022, the cost of living adjustment was actually announced the same day as the CPIW data, because there's really a strict formula for the calculations. So September CPIW data tends to be the last missing piece, which means as soon as it's available, the Social Security Administration is able to put out the information. Now, it's really important to note for new Social Security recipients that the cost of living adjustment won't go into effect until the January 2023 payment. For people who have been receiving Social Security, typically this is known, but I had a few comments on previous videos, so of course it'll go into effect with the first payment of 2023. Now, there are a few key categories that we're going to be looking at that have been causing increased inflation over the past couple of months, and it's really been pushing Senate and Congress to try to come up with ideas for potential extra benefits or even extra payments for Social Security recipients. So we've actually seen major increases in some of the largest categories that seniors are looking at, including energy prices being up 24% year over year. Gasoline's up 25.6% according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and electricity is up about 16%. We're also seeing shelter costs, so housing costs, up 8.2%, so just a bit under the cost of living adjustment expectation, but of course we've got the energy to power the home up 24%. We've also got transportation costs up 11.3% according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics year over year. In fact, we've also seen food at home prices up 13.5% year over year, and food away from home up 9%. So some of the largest expenditures for Social Security recipients are up substantially higher than the cost of living adjustment. However, there is good news. We've actually seen the medical expenses for seniors only up about 5.6% year over year, so coming in a bit lower, and that's of course one of the larger spending categories as well. So all this has been pushing up prices substantially over the past year and a half, and while the increase will surely be welcomed, I know that many in Congress and Senate believe in times of high inflation there really need to be extra benefits for Social Security recipients, either coming in the form of more frequent cost of living adjustments. So rather than being a year behind, potentially doing a quarterly smaller cost of living adjustment just to keep up with the increasing price rises, or potentially additional benefits. I mentioned in my last video, it's been brought forward by Senator Sanders to actually have a $200 per month supplement on top of the cost of living adjustment potentially in 2023, although that hasn't made it through Congress yet, so we'll have to keep following up on that. But certainly all eyes will be on the CPIW, which again is Thursday, October 13th. That's going to be before the market opens, so it's typically done around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. so that later in the day, the Social Security Administration can already have that factored in for their final cost of living adjustment estimates for 2023. Potentially that spills over into Friday. In past years, besides 2022, it has spilled over into the next day when the announcement was made. So we're either expecting Thursday, October 13th or Friday, October 14th as the date for the announcement after the CPI-W release for what the 2023 cost of living adjustment will be. So hopefully that clears some things up. Either Thursday or Friday, I'll have a new video with the updated numbers. We'll go over those in detail, but feel free to leave any comments or, again, give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by, and catch you in the next one.